pause and do some technical things. I apologize in advance, but it's always good to get a good copy, right? That way you guys can enjoy it at home later, if you prefer. You might be a little bit in the video. If that's a problem, we could switch you out with Shanti. But it's usually a limb. Unrecognizable. But I like to give short limbs, so we're going to kick each other. So I'm Jen Healy. Thank you so much for being here. We have a couple people that might just slide in. We'll welcome them with open arms when they do. Like I said, this is Selena, Inward Bound. There has been swings hanging here for about 4 years now. Super exciting to come back up. And then we're going to just turn that down for right now, Selena, okay? When you're ready. So these are the Eric's yoga swings. Let's start there. Okay. How many people have practiced with me before? Bev has. Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, welcome. I'm so happy to have some new faces and some old friends come and visit. These swings are a little bit different than some of the other pieces of equipment that are on the market. So it's good to just everyone follow along and get really familiar with how stretchy they are. Why don't you just open it up and sit in it, and we'll have a nice chat like this. We're just like, sweet, let's just get right into cocooning. So I make these super stretchy, and as you notice, they're really soft, thick, cotton lycra blend. Yeah, make sure you have enough under your bum and enough behind your back, right? So yeah, there you go. There you go. And if you're smiling, you're in the right place. If it feels uncomfortable, then we'll make an adjustment. Yeah, so spread it out and get into it. Try one more time. Yeah, come on out and then spread it out completely. Open it up.
Like a hammock.
Yeah, so it is almost like a hammock, except we call them yoga swings. So this is a great place to start in terms of understanding this program. So we get it, it's like, who here had an experience on the playground as a child? Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we learn by association, right? Like relatedness. That's one of the ways that the brain gets familiar with something is by association. So if you had a good experience on the playground, then you'll be attracted to something like AerialYogaPlay, right? Because it's part of what I call the quantum playground, a much bigger project that is about getting adults to play again and teaching through play, teaching physics and specifically and sacred geometry. So that's why I call them yoga swings. So that's easy to remember, right? So swings, playground, we can kind of get that link. Who here has done yoga before?
Not in a group, just at home.
That's okay. Or you've heard of yoga, right?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's at least heard of this word. So I relate this practice to something, again, that we might be familiar with, like yoga. So I take yoga postures and I call them translations. They're very loose translations of how we can take something that might be familiar to us and use the swing for extra support, right? So that's my word. So we got play covered, right? We got yoga covered. And then the aerial part is just we're in the air. We're floating. It's not Cirque du Soleil, although I love Cirque du Soleil. That's not what we do here. We do more suspension. So we're hanging, right? So we could call it hanging yoga play, right? So that's the AerialYogaPlay. That's one of my programs. The other program is Aerial Yoga RX. So ARX, AYRX. So the ARX Therapeutics is taking the same poses that we learned in AerialYogaPlay and applying them to specific injuries, illness, needs, special needs. So who here has lower back pain? Let's just start there. Popular spots. How about neck pain? Anybody have neck and shoulders?
Yeah.
Who here is feeling perfect? If you're feeling perfect, then we'll find something for you anyhow. Okay. Knees, anybody with knees? Okay, good. And then shoulders? Cover shoulders. Okay, great. And then everything in between, right? Because we all have a spine. If you have a spine and you have like a playful spirit, then you're in the right place. And so I call it AerialYogaPlay. We have the main swing, we have the handholds, and we have leg loops. So this is somewhere, I call them ARX yoga swings, AYRX, because it's somewhere in between aerial yoga and TRX. So when I started this program, aerial yoga didn't exist, and they're like, that's not a thing. And I'm like, well, it kind of is a thing. You do yoga in the air. And so now it's become popular, which is really great because more people have bought, you know, yoga trapeze or air gym or air gyro gym or om gym or air omni gym and all these different pieces of equipment. This is just my design, and I just made it better. That's my, you know, it's kind of like Apple. They didn't invent the computer, they just made it better.
Mhm.
Although you can't really compare yourself to Apple on YouTube because you get all kinds of comments. But it's the idea that I didn't invent fabric hanging from 2 points. That's been around for thousands of years. There's pictures of like Chinese doing acrobats, you know, and all kinds of fabrics and stuff. What I did is just make it more comfortable, more accessible, and more enjoyable to use. That's my own unbiased opinion. So let's come on back up to stand. Okay, so we're gonna stand in the center of our mats and hug the swing. You'll notice the swing is kind of high up under our arms, that if it feels too high, it probably isn't, but we will adjust it special for everyone. So we can put the music on kind of low. Selena, would that be okay? And I'm gonna just introduce myself since a lot of you guys are new to me. I'm Jen Healy. Thanks again for being here. I'm not great with names, so if I point at you and go, remind me again, then just tell me your name a few times and I'll do my best. So I've been teaching this program for about 10 years now. It's part of a bigger project called the Quantum Playground, like I mentioned. And the Quantum Playground is infinite ways to play. That's really the concept, infinite ways to play. And so there's multiple pieces of equipment. It's more of a quantum experience, like a multi-sensory way of being interactive and embodied and helping to open and align not only the physical body, but all the energy bodies. So I like to think of this more as an empowerment practice. And the swing weighs 6 pounds, and you can pretty much hang it anywhere. I like to hang it in trees and outside and all kinds of fun places. So it's a standalone project by itself. It works really well. You can take it home. You can hang it in your house. Even if you think that you can't hang it in your house, usually you can, and we can get really creative. So I'm happy to help somebody find a space for it if that becomes interesting. So the swing is part of a bigger program to get people to play, right? So I don't like shortening the name to Aerial or Aerial Yoga. I like to call it AerialYogaPlay because the play is the most important part, okay? So let's remember to play. And the importance of play for me is opening up new neural pathways. It's being willing to experience and explore the body in a new way. Like play can be kind of frivolous in our society, the way that we dismiss it as like insignificant or superficial, but really what we're doing and what I love about the idea of awakening the courageous inner child, just turn that down a little bit, Selena, okay? Just a couple notches, is when we awaken our own creative life force, then it pours out into all areas of our world. It affects our posture, it affects our curiosity, it affects our imagination. Are you guys with me? Because you're like, what does this have to do with a physical practice? Well, we're using the swing to symbolically open, align, and release. That's what I like to think of as the mantra. Open, align, release. And we were just talking, like I just recently had I got pinched in my lower back, so we're gonna do lots of fun lower back and neck stuff to open up the spine. But whenever something like that happens for me, I find the remedy is space. The remedy is expansion, decompression. Right? It's compression or contraction or stress that has the nervous system tighten, and that tension winds up affecting the muscles. It affects our mood, it affects our attitude, it affects our posture, you know what I mean? So all week I've been like, oh, having so much sympathy for all my friends that are walking around in chronic pain. So opening up, creating alignment, and then releasing that tension is what I use the swing for. Now you will get fit, you will get strong, you will get flexible, guaranteed. You'll be doing like 100 pull-ups by the end of today and be like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about that. But can you have the maximum amount of fun while playing safe? Can you stimulate some of that creative life force energy and be willing to experience and explore your body in a new way? That I feel like I've done a good job. Right? Mm-hmm. So we just come in with like a different kind of mindset to than just a regular yoga class or a regular exercise program. Let's really just have some fun in our bodies, that kind of embodiment, and treating our bodies with like that much love and care and curiosity is so healing in itself, right? So does anybody have any specific requests that I didn't cover? I kind of covered the body parts. If there's a specific request, don't be shy. just let me know. I will cover, it's a sample plate that you guys get today, so I will cover a little bit of everything. But if there's something that you want, I encourage you to, be courageous. I encourage you to be courageous and brave and ask me, right? And then we'll make adjustments. Both Selena and Shanti are certified and can assist. So if you need some hands-on, I'll pop out. I like to practice with you and create like a quantum field where we're in training with one another. But if you need some hands-on, then one of us might come over and help you. And if that's okay, then you give us a namaste. If it's not okay, then it's just a no thank you and there's no hard feelings. Okay, we should have plenty of room and plenty of space. When Ruth comes, we're gonna be a little mindful that we're gonna be tight in the back there, but I'm really glad it worked out. The numbers worked out. We were expecting about 8 people and being like, we're gonna be like little sardines, but we have so much spaciousness, so let's enjoy that. I'd like to start with a basic sumo squat. And I made up the names and sequences to be really funny and silly so that it helps you to remember, right? So we're gonna look like a sumo, and that's like what we wanna picture, right, in our heads. Now, to adjust the swing, we're gonna use our forearms and we're gonna press it down towards our waist, right? Kind of near the lower ribs. And the first moment of trust is with our feet in the center of the mat. Everyone get centered for me so we can be right underneath our plumb line. We're gonna lean back, right? When we lean back, woo, well, notice how stretchy they are, right? And then your forearms are gonna slide up. So we use our forearms to create a hook. We're gonna go over our hooks, so press your arms up with me. Yeah, mimic what I'm doing, there you go. And once we have a hook here, that's our anchor, right? So we're always gonna have at least one hook, right? That's how we stay afloat. Then we're gonna slide into the front of the mat. Beautiful. Use the mats to inspire and inform the movement. So then we're gonna heel toe wide to 10 and 2 like it's a clock. Yeah, so toes all the way forward for me. All the way, toes forward. All the way, touch the edges of the mat. There you go. Perfect. And then turn your toes out like a sumo would. And then drop your hips like you're sitting in a chair. Yes. Beautiful. So this is our number 1 seated position. Can you keep your upper body engaged and lifted, but relax your lower body? That's the challenge, right? I call it dynamic tension. Can one part of the body be working and then the other part of the body relax, right? So we're trying to stretch our back right now. So just like you're sitting in a chair, you want your hips to drop, but then keep your heart lifted, which means you see my arms are really working. I'm pushing forward towards, yes, that's it. See how that changed? It lifted the chest and it starts to rearrange the posture. It's like the shoulders roll down the back, which is kind of the opposite of like the computer work and driving and all that stuff. So it's strong. We're gonna get nice and strong in this practice, like I said. And then, yeah, I just like to wiggle. So it's very intuitive. That's how it all happened. You just get in the swing and you wiggle. So already my back is adjusting and just saying, oh my God, thank you. Can you guys feel the stretch? Okay, so we're tractioning the spine out of the pelvis to create space for the vertebrae. And if you feel space, you're in the right place. Now, obviously, you're hanging by your armpits for 2 hours is going to be excruciating. And I can already tell you guys are like, no, what do I do when it doesn't feel good anymore? That's simple. We're going to keep our feet where we are, but we're going to press our legs straight. We press straight back. And then the arms are going to go wide and then bend the elbows, interlace the fingers, and support your head. So this is our supported back bend. So now the swing can move further down the back. If you need to help it, you can push it down so it's right behind the sternum. I always say right behind the heart, and somebody said, where is the heart for you? So it's underneath your wings, right? Underneath the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, right in the middle of the back, upper thoracic spine. Yeah, and then we support the head with our hands because we don't want to strain our neck. We want to have a big arch through the heart, through the upper back. Beautiful, guys. And maybe an intuitive wiggle happens here. We can bend one knee and then the other knee. Be mindful of your neighbors in the walls and things, pillars, whatever might be in the way, bolsters. But see if you can just freestyle for a little bit and sway from side to side. Sync up with your neighbor if you feel like you need to, so there's no bumper cars yet, right? So we're going to synchronize swim just like little fishies do. If they can do it, we can do it. Beautiful. So you can see how this totally takes pressure off the underarms, right? If you ever need a break, just come to a supported back bend, wiggle the swing down. You don't have to get out. You don't have to like get up and out of the swing. You just lean back. Does that make sense? Yeah? And then arms are gonna go wide again. Take a nice big inhale. And then exhale, forearm press. Yeah. So usually the yoga part is remembering to breathe. Staying in posture. So forearm press. Press your forearms in and towards, yeah. See how it's up a little bit high? I want you to do this and wiggle down. Nope, you don't need to come out. Just lean back. Wiggle it. There you go. We wiggle quite a bit in this practice. That's it. That looks good. Erin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That looks really good. See, can you feel how it's hooking your wings? Yeah, that's it. Does that feel different? Yeah. So sometimes it's like a new relationship.
It feels wonderful on my back.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Well, some people love it immediately, and other people are like, I don't like it. And it's okay because it's intense and they're surprised, like, oh my God, this really hurts. And I'll do a lot of story time with you guys while we're just hanging out in our sumo because we actually are releasing our back right now. Just chatting, right? This is how I watch TV now. Any conversation I have, it's usually in the swing. But really, this is enough to release the back. These are all of our upright postures. We can go upside down. Is anybody wanting to try an inversion today? Is anybody scared of inverted? It's okay to be scared as well, because that's when we awaken our creative inner child, that we try something new. So we don't have to go upside down and do an inversion to get the same relief. It definitely works pretty fast. It helps to go upside down, but we don't have to. This is enough. Okay? So if it feels uncomfortable, it's probably because there's congestion in the body. The lymph and the endocrine system and the fascia all have an interaction with the skin, right? And that pressure on the skin might be new. And I promise you, if you keep with it, yeah, there you go. Take care of yourself and come into a back bend whenever you need. If you keep with it, it actually feels good with time. Unbelievable, but they're like, what? But it will actually feel good eventually. All right, let's all follow Leo's lead and push back. Arms go wide, and then interlace the fingers, bend the elbows, and support the back of the head. Usually at the occipital ridge, where the neck meets the head, is a good spot. And then we're all going to come into a synchronized swim here. Bend the knee, and then press back, and then bend the left knee. You don't have to point. I'm just showing you where left and right is. Unless you feel like pointing with me. Okay, bending the right and then left. Good. Pushing back in between. So we're creating semicircles with our tailbone, right? So let that feel good. Maybe add a little bit more of a pause and an arch when you come to the side. Elbow is moving towards the outside of the knee. It's not going to touch, just in that direction. Perfect. Beautiful, guys. And then we're going to stay pressed back. Bring the arms wide, and then one more time, forward press. Okay. So lower back. I promise you I'll get to neck and shoulders and everything, but let's just really dig in here and feel what's going on. And we will take a break from this pressure on the arms, but this is my newest and favoriteest stretch of all time. So we're gonna walk our feet to the front of the mat. I call it 12 o'clock, right? And then we're gonna pick up our right leg and we're gonna shoot it underneath us. So for you guys, it's gonna shoot out to 9 o'clock. And when it shoots out, exactly, when it shoots out to 9 o'clock, I'm like, it's gonna be straight at that bottom leg for me, honey, yes. And then the left foot is gonna walk itself over to 1 o'clock. Yes. Oh my goodness. Now drop your hips. Oh yeah. OMG, right? Oh my God, it feels so amazing. Now, if it's too intense, you can just pulse and inhale, lift, and then exhale, drop back in, right? So really strong arms here. You can even hold on with your hands if you're getting nervous about all that weight. But if you do a forearm press, if you press towards me, it's actually a nice hook. Yeah, that's it. And if we just hang out here, stuff will happen. We have to hang out in the poses to really get the deeper stretch so the body doesn't tense, right? It starts to expand and relax. Beautiful, guys. Bend the right knee as you come back to center. I just take a moment. I like to wiggle it, right? So cross the right over the left and then twist. And then maybe twist the other way. See how that feels. Just play with it. Oh my God. So again, explore and experience the body in a new way. This is your play shop. So feel free to really go for it and make it your own practice. If you get too crazy, I might have to follow you. But no, you feel free to really express how your body is feeling. Let's go and wash out the spine in between. Reset. Feet together, legs straight, arms open wide. Hands clasp, bend the elbows, right? So this is our chillaxin arms. So you're letting your head relax into your arms. And then another round of weeping willow where we just let our hips sway from side to side. Oh yeah, and even here, we're working on the low back, but you can feel the swing is massaging out that tightness behind the heart. There's like stickiness back there. Do you know what I mean? The muscles get kind of like dry sponges. And so we're trying to loosen them up. It's a deeper rolfing session. So that experience of massaging out the tension with the swing is something we do quite often. We're just using the main swing now. We haven't incorporated the hand holds and leg loops yet, but we'll mix it up. All right, come on back to center. Inhale, open the arms wide. Exhale, forearm press. Bend the knees, right, 12 o'clock. And then left foot shoots underneath, straight. Keep those toes flexed that you pull towards your knee. All the way to, that would be 3 o'clock for you, if it was a clock. Yes. And now I'm just going to keep the right knee bent and walk it over to 11 o'clock, just a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's it. And my arms are pressing in, so I keep my chest lifted. Smile, like this is intense. And then drop the hips, maybe inhale and lift a little bit. I call it pulsing, right? Where we're just lifting and dropping gently. It's like a micro movement, but it allows us to revisit that tension. That's beautiful. How does that feel? Right. Can you move your foot a little bit closer to the, yeah, there you go, to the front edge. There you go. Well, actually, that's amazing, but a little bit closer to the front edge. So their knee, yes, is stacked with the ankle. That's it. Beautiful. So we don't ever want to be like this, right? I'm exaggerating just slightly. We want to keep the bones stacked. We do more of that in the AerialYoga program, but I'll give little tiny adjustments towards just when I see there's a need for an alignment. And then the knee is going to pull over towards 11 o'clock as well. See what I mean? When you do the twist, it's a totally different stretch. Yes, so play with the different muscle groups that it's hitting, the different lines of energy.
Sitting in.
Isn't it amazing? Yeah, and you get to decide by your own body weight how deep of a stretch you get. So it's safe. Doesn't that make sense? As opposed to using weights or being on a machine. Okay, bend that knee to come out because we're real gentle coming out. Beautiful. Come on back. I usually just cross it. Let's go the other way. Oh my goodness. See how that feels. I'm up on my toes. Just kind of play with it. See what feels good for you. Maybe go the other way. See how that feels. And this is how I make stuff up. Get in the swing and just see what happens. But this has been this week, this sequence has been like, oh yeah. Press straight back, straighten the legs, feet together at the front of the mat. Wiggle the swing down, a little bit lower. It will ride up. There you go, good adjustment. Yeah, that feels better, doesn't it? Yeah, you find that sweet spot right behind the heart. And then chillax the arms. Interlace the fingers behind the back of the head. We're going to pull straight up and out, right? So your hands are working. They're supporting the head. You're not collapsing back all the way. It's almost like you're on a diagonal. So strong line of energy from your toes all the way to the front of the head. Lean back into it a little bit more so the heart opens. That's it. Beautiful, Catherine. Pull the elbows away from one another. See how that feels. All these little adjustments make a huge difference. Okay, then I'm going to hold on to the swing. Come back to center. Just walk back, walk back, walk back. Now, let's give the upper body a break. And like when you bring something out, it's when you release, it gets to breathe, right? Feel your upper back. It's like, oh, yeah. First of all, it's like, oh, thank God. Right? Even me doing like 16 hours a day in the swing. It's like, ooh, but that's when you get more blood and isn't that totally different? Yeah, so cool. So we are going to do about like another hour of active, and then we're going to have a nice long shavasana, just to give you guys like, okay, what's happening here? Even though this is an intro class, you can feel it's intense. And if you are staying for the intermediate advanced, we're going to keep adding on to the sequences. So what you see here, we will just kind of take it to the next level. So it builds on itself. All the sequences build on themselves. Now, some people might have really high handholds, some people might have really low handholds. Wherever you are, we'll make adjustments for you. But see if you can reach up and find the handholds. We're gonna do some standing postures. Okay, and we're gonna bring yours down. Let me just take a look. We'll bring yours down too. Don't worry about it. You know what you can do, Leah?
Yes.
No, hi, Erin. Hi. Erin, why don't you just jump over to the other swing, because that'll be the perfect time for you. You're good, I'm gonna move yours. But everybody else looks okay. It's okay if your arms are straight. Everybody's going to be a little higher or lower because welcome to the world of making babies. Like these swings are my babies, and each one comes out completely different. You're like, oh, they're like children. right? They came from the same place, but they all have different hangs. So sumo squat with the feet. Everyone stay in sumo. Awesome. So it's almost like 9:30 and 2:30. If I'm doing the clock right. Yeah. So a little bit wider for me, honey. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Near 10 and 2. Right. Cool. And let me do a quick adjustment for you. Everybody else just hang. Same thing where you shift the hips from side to side, okay? Cool. I'm just going to put this right here for you so we can bring this up and down. Oh, sure. There's lots of little adjustments you can do. And tall. I have to be tall. All right, cool. Great. So try that. So we're just going to do the hand holds. You're not going to use the leg loops, but give it a go. See how that feels. Anybody else do you want to try it? You're good. We're all hanging. We all good? Feel better? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, sometimes we play high, sometimes we play low. Wherever you are, just let your body hang completely. Shift your hips from side to side. Yeah. So the same thing, it's kind of like we're rocking the hips. It's not just linear side to side, it's kind of like twist at the edges. Yeah, that's it. Twist. Twist. So everyone kind of went into a wrist wrap naturally, thank you. So you can hold on with your fingers, but you're not going to last that long. You know what I mean? Because the hands get tired. And then the wrist wrap allows you to hang by the top of the wrist, and that gives you a nice traction for those that are in the computer a lot and get carpal tunnel. This is stretching out the wrist. It's pretty amazing. Who was that?
I did.
It's amazing. It's like so connected to how much length and strength there is in both the hands and the arms and the neck. So I like tilting my head at the same time. And there's just these little micro movements that you can do that's just gonna feel amazing, right? So play with that, right? Yeah, see if you can get into that line of energy, even if you're not sure what I mean by that. Unless you study acupuncture or Chinese medicine where they know the lines. Okay, good. Whenever you need a break, I want you to come up to stand and just shake your hands out. Don't worry about it, we'll jump right back in. Shake it out. You might need frequent breaks, okay? Let's try one side at a time. So we're gonna incorporate a little bit more neck into it too. So I'm gonna do a wrist wrap. I'm gonna grab. You can just hold on with your fingers if you want. A triangle pose, turning my left toes out to the side. And then I'm gonna actually drop my ear to shoulder and get this long line of energy. Yeah, and we're just, again, using our body weight, kind of kinking your hips out to the right. Keep both legs straight for me. That's it. You're doing great. I'm just, instead of bending at the waist, I want you to kink like that. Keep the legs straight. Yeah. There's just a little tightness in there. Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. So we tend to bend at the waist and the lower back doesn't like that, right? Instead of doing this. So it's like a long line of energy. Even more, just try it. Just bump your hips out to the side. You're like, that's it. That's it for today. So whenever we need a break, we can stretch one arm at a time, right? And just feel the connection through the spine. Come on up, let's try the other side. Again, I'm giving you guys the variety pack because we can do tons and tons of different stretches just using the hand holds. Not even getting into the swing. I call these the standing poses. So kinking the hips out to the left, dropping ear to shoulder. So not looking down, you're actually slightly looking up and ear to shoulder. Yes. And then the other hand is dangling. And that'll give you a deeper stretch. That's it. Yeah. The more you relax, the deeper the stretch. That's what's so beautiful about these poses. Even more, Bev, so you can drop the ear to shoulder. It's a little tight there. It's such a great stretch. So I'm going to show you guys, no, stay, everyone else stay. So Shanti and Selena, if somebody is tight, usually I'll just come over and just give them a little bit of support with one hand and then give them a little stretch. So that's more of the yoga massage. It just helps them go a little bit deeper, right? So that's like a nice way to give a little bit of a deeper experience, a little love, little neck love. All right, so we're gonna come back up, shake it out if you need to, and then we're gonna do both hands again. And now we're gonna float. So for those that were feeling really like it was too high, that's why I said don't worry about it, we're all gonna float. Arms are straight, knees are bent, and then just gently twist from side to side. Oh my God, it feels so good. Okay, Now, what we're gonna do is extend the legs into a helicopter spin. Come this way for me, hon. All you have to do is pick up your feet. Oh my God, all the way around. Whee! I know, the brain, but yes, all the way around, there you go. So my left foot, I know, one more time, Selena, all the way. There you go.
That was really fun.
That is, so trust me, we're gonna do some helicopter spins. Yeah, the idea is we're having maximum amount of fun, right? So here we are, we're gonna pick up our feet. Let them trace the shape of the mat as they go all the way over to the other side. Just try it. Whee! And then get a deep twist in the spine, and then one more time, pick up the feet. Nice. Stay nice and wide. Beautiful, guys. Just do that a few times. Pause at the edges. Big stretch, and then pick them up. Twist. Yeah, helicopter spins. We have a few versions of helicopter spins. These are the easy ones. The other stretch I really like to do, and it's such a small movement, but it's actually huge in the stretch, is I press my hips towards you, and then I press my hips back. Right? Yeah, just see what that does. How does that change things? Press your hips towards you, press them back. Let's spin, helicopter spins. Beautiful, the toes are pointing to the left, and then press your hips towards me. I'm over here, there you go, press them back. It's okay, one way and then the other, right? And then press them forward, oh my God. Press them back, good. Come on back to center, sumo, shake it out. The hands are like, oh, please, Jesus. Give me a break, right? Okay, so we're gonna start to use the leg loops. I'm gonna just bring these down one for you, hon. We'll leave the handholds where they are. I'll just switch them up every once in a while. Okay, so when your hands get tired, not if, but when, right? When they get tired, we're gonna change the holding onto the top of the leg loops. I'm going to incorporate a little bit of strengthening into the class today because it is super important that we not only get really flexible, but we also get really strong, okay? We want to do this in a way that feels effortless because when you're having fun, it's kind of effortless. You'll just be sore tomorrow and be like, Jesus, what did that woman do to me? But for now, we can keep smiling. Okay? So nice and wide on the mat, feet nice and wide, even wider. All the way to the edges. Oh, yeah. You're like splits. I can't get up. Okay, so you're gonna bend your elbows and we're all gonna come into a really low sumo squat. Maybe so low that the swing can come in front of you, like your head goes behind it. There you go. So now it's like a similar stretch. So what we're gonna do is just some shoulder shrugs here. Just real gentle to begin. And if you don't love bicep curls, if you don't want to do any pull-ups, I understand, but you can actually do a bicep curl and press into your feet at the same time, so they're not like super hard. So if you're wearing it like a hat, which happens, put it in front of you, trust me, it'll go in front, and then sink back down. So you're going to sink down all the way, straight arms. Inhale, bicep curl. Decide how much legs you want to use and how much arms you want to use. Maybe do half and half, maybe do all legs, right? That would be a little bit easier if we do all legs. Or maybe do all arms. Oh my God, right? So holding on to the nub, I call it the nub, where the swing, the fabric meets the webbing on the leg loops. There you go. Let's do 10 of those. I don't really count, so just use 5 breaths. Okay, inhale and exhale, lift. Inhale back down. Exhale, lift, lift, lift. Let it feel good. Keep the shoulders pulling down the back as we lift. One more. Inhale, exhale. Come on up to stand. We're going to all walk to the back of the mat and slide to the bottoms of our leg loops. Now, I usually like to do a wrist wrap. For some reason, this has been confusing for my people. So if it's confusing, just hold on. But if you can wrap the leg loop around your wrist, wrap it around your wrist. Yes. And then grab and keep it tight. It's kind of a better hold. You see what I mean? Then you give your hands a break. Wrap it around your wrist. Yeah. Keep it nice and tight and then grab. Yes. The one that's by your thumb. Grab the one. Well, it doesn't work for some people, and that's just one of those magical things. Now you guys can tighten back there. So Erin, why don't you go ahead and use your other swing now? Okay. Yeah, so you have a little bit more space. And just try it. Just wrap it around your wrist. Once you have it wrapped around your wrist, pull it down nice and tight. You have to keep it tight. That's the, if I repeat something, it's probably because that part's the important part. So once it's tight, yeah, just pull straight down. You don't have to use your hands. Watch me. Just pull straight down like this. Yeah. See how tight that got?
Yep.
Yeah. Now grab for the thing by your thumb. Yeah.
Oh, just the one.
Just the one. And now keep your fist toward your chest, and it'll lock in. Now you can drop your hips. If it comes undone, don't worry about it. It's just the wrist drop then. Either way, stretch your back. Everybody feel your back stretch here? Super simple. So good. Sometimes I'll do my little swag from side to side. And then sitting down. You can stay suspended if you wanted a little bit more. Just hold on, yeah, with your hands if it comes undone. Don't worry about it. It's a magic trick. Everyone's like, how would you do that? Well, what happens is if you don't keep your fingers pointed towards your face, it'll come off. Does that make sense? Yeah, so you have to kind of keep that position. Then we're gonna bicep curl, come on up. Keep leaning back the whole time so you're staying arched. And then exhale, lower down and round in. Inhale, bicep curl, fingers towards you, right? Yes, that's it. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So these are like more of the TRX moves when we don't use the swing anymore. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And if that is too much, you're like, I don't feel like doing strengthening today, then we just get the nice stretch, right? All kinds of floor exercises we can do here. Okay, so now I have a new trick for you guys. Like I'm always adding new things, right? So watch me for the first one. I'm gonna come down and do it again, but watch for the first one, okay? So I'm gonna inhale, bicep curl, lift. I'm gonna get my right leg up into the swing. Again, it's like magic. So if it doesn't work out for the first time, don't worry about it. We have two legs, you get to try again. So let me show you. We're gonna all identify which one is our right. Thank you. We all have to say right, because I just did left, so I was like, oh, that's good, confusing. That was my right. Now we're gonna do your right. Inhale, lift, pick up your right leg and see if you can shoot it into the swing. You have to lean back the whole time. Yes! Try it again. Lean back the whole time. Yeah, and then come to stand once your leg is up there. Go ahead. Lift your leg. Yes! Boom! And then you can wiggle it in if you need to help it. Bunch it up behind the Achilles. Yeah, there you go. Perfect, guys. We made it. So that's how we get our leg up there. Because if you're standing, most people are like, there's no way my leg is going to go in there. But let's go ahead and we'll keep the wrist wrap if we have it. If you don't have the wrist wrap, don't worry about it. Just hold on to the top of the nub again. Top of the leg loop. I call it the nub. There's kind of like a nice hold there. Everyone's going to hold on to the nub. So just transition. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. And now we're going to lean back again. Just make sure this feels good. If it doesn't feel good, don't go so far. Right? Yeah. Inhale, lift. Bicep curl if you can. Arch and open. Maybe you can tippy toe and come towards me a little bit more. Make a wish. Standing splits. Everyone loves splits. Nope. Come on back. Leaning back. Drop in. Maybe you just stay here. You're like, no, I'm good. This is good. As long as it feels good, you're in the right place. Inhale, arch and open and lift. Press, press, press. Woo! And then exhale, lean back and hang. Beautiful, guys. Whew. Okay, one more time. Inhale, lift. So we're gonna bend the front knee and just push our hips forward. So forward lunge. And then we're gonna come into a V. So standing poses are, a little bit of fun. Just showing you everything we can do in the swing. I'd rather come into some forward folds and blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna speed up the process a little bit. So I'm gonna hold on to the swing, okay? Wherever you are, hold on to the swing. Sometimes the nub is nice. Okay, I'm gonna pick up, watch me, I'm gonna pick up my left knee and get it inside the swing. Can everybody pick up the left knee and get it inside the swing? Don't go farther yet. Yeah, just hold on where you can. And then you're on top of the shin. Inside of the swing, on top of the shin. Inside, knee inside. Yes, it's a little tricky. No, get on top of that shin. Go back. Yeah, that's why I was like, very carefully. Run around. All right.
Oh my God, the leg again?
Go all the way back. And sorry. You're not sure, you can just watch. Yeah, so pick yourself up, get your knee inside, and then just step through. Get the knee up there. Inside. Get your knee in there. All right, that looks dangerous. Go back, try it again.
Okay, knee.
Bend your knee. Bend your knee. I'm talking to you.
Like all the way in?
Bend your knee and it'll slide in.
This one.
Yeah. And now float. Reach up for the swing. Hold on to the swing. Yeah. And then get your knee in there. You're almost there, Beth. Yes. And then stay on top of your shin. Get your knee in there. I know it's always hard for someone.
It's a bad knee.
You can do it. You can do it. Just lean back a little bit more so there's some room. Yeah, there you go. Almost. Yeah.
I might need help.
That's okay.
I might need help.
Yeah. No problem. There's lots of different ways to get in there. I'm just going nice and slow. I can just kind of like whoop and go back, but I'm not going to teach you guys how to do that. Okay. So then we stand with our right foot in the center of the mat. Okay. Your foot, the top of the foot is in the swing still. Yep. Come to stand. Come on out. Get your butt out of there. Okay, the knee. Yeah. Well, you just kind of go like this and come forward. Yeah, there you go. Keep that foot flexed so you're pushing down into the swing, right? And then just switch to the top of the leg loops again, especially if that feels like a big stretch. Okay? Yes. And then once you hold on to the top of the leg loops, the nub, okay? Then we can bend both knees and come into Nataraj. Now we have to stretch the front of the legs, top.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we have to stretch the front body to release the back body. This is where the tightness is hiding, in your quads. Yeah, front body, belly, hip flexors, quads. Everybody feel that? If you can straighten the arms, great. If not, just kind of hang out there. That's fine. There you go. The lower you go, the deeper the stretch. Smile. Everyone. Good, breathe. Okay, and then slide down. And voila. It's like a backpack. You're gonna put your parachute on. That's it. See if you can straighten both legs now. Slide down so the leg loops land on your shoulders. Slide down the center. It's all right, take your time. It's good to do new things, but be careful. So be risky. That's right. She'll watch out for you, honey. Don't worry about it. She's used to the toes. You can straighten your back leg. Yeah, so it'll go up. See, we're like magical Legos. Yeah. All right.
Blood is like rushing to my hands.
That's right.
Look at mine.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're superheroes. Okay, spank a little from side to side, have some fun with it, play with it, and then grab for your leg loops in your hands. Press yourself back up, and then just release your toes. Bend your back leg out. Release your toes. That's it. Luckily, we only have 2 legs, so let's just try that again. One more time. Take it from the top. Okay, good job. That was the expedited version. When we do the advanced class, we're going to add on to that sequence, but that's the basic idea is like we can use the swing to help us stretch and do our standing poses. So like in yoga, it would be all of these poses without the swing, which is really, really hard. So even though this is challenging, right, there's a lot of play. It's open chain movement, they call it. It's way easier than doing it without the swing, right? Like Nataraj without the swing is like, no bueno. So we're going to hold on to the top of the leg loops. Okay, I hold on to one side so I can slide down. Okay, so one way to hold on is just to do a wrist wrap like this. It goes on the top of the hands and then I grab. Okay, the other one is just to hold on with your fingers. That's fine too. Or you wrap it around the wrist. Okay, and then it's tight, and then you hold on to the side that is closest to your thumb and you lean back. Wherever you are, just see if you can create like a lock. If it doesn't lock in, just hold on with your hands. It's not a big deal. You're not going to go super far. Yeah, there you go. There's lots of different ways we can do the wrist wrap. This is kind of the boxer move, I call it. Looks like a boxer wrap. Inhale, bicep curl, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do 5 of those. Inhale, lift. Arch and open. Exhale, lower. Stretch out the back here. Pause. Let that feel good. Oh my God. Inhale, lift. If you're not into the strength, just stay with the stretch. Exhale, lower. Pause for as long as you want too. You know, you can stay in sync with us or just take your time. You know, both are good. Because, you know, some days I'm like, okay, totally in, chill style. And other days I'm like, all right, let's do this. You know, get the nice, strong upper body strength going. So do a few more rounds on your own pace, your own time, until your body's like, okay, I've had enough. And then on the last one, everybody identify your left foot now. Yeah, before we get started. I'm gonna inhale, bicep curl, lift the left leg, shoot it into the swing. Yes, and come to stand. Oh, exciting. One way or another, we got there though. Nice angels, like flying angels. Now, I can keep the wrist wrap, but I don't really need it because I'm going to slide up the leg loops to the top for the nut, right? So I'm just switching it up. This is a much better handhold. You guys feel that? That's why we could be using the wrist wraps, which makes it more challenging, but this is a little bit easier on the hands. And we're not flying here. We're going to be flying in our advanced class, so we'll need to use the handholds. But the top of the leg loops is perfect. Exhale, drop the hips back. This is such a great stretch. Really sink your hips back, straight arms if you can. So your butt, drop your butt for me. There you go, straight legs if you can. Straighten, there you go. Yeah, it's a deeper stretch, right? Sometimes we avoid that tightness and we don't realize it. Inhale, bicep curl, press, 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 up onto the tippy toes if you want to do standing splits. Exhale, lower. Okay, we're gonna, hi Ruth, thank you for making it. Yeah, so Shanti, give her your swing. Yeah, and then you guys watch out for one another. And I'm gonna show you how to get there in just a second, okay? Let's finish up this sequence and then we'll get you into the swing. So just wait for a minute, okay? Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower back. Now you guys stay here. I'm gonna show Ruth how to get in. So Ruth, will you stand behind the swing and hold on to the top of your leg loops for me? Good. So what you're gonna do is lean back, get your left foot up there and into the swing. See if you can get your left foot up there. Lean back. Yeah, you got it. Good. So after we stretch your back, we're gonna all sync up now. Inhale, lift. Bend the left knee. Come into a forward lunge. Press the hips forward. Now there's so many things we can do here. We're up on the back toes. Keep pressing forward. It's a big stretch. I like the hands to stay in a V, like a victory. Ta-da, right? So all kinds of stretches we can do from here. Today, we're just gonna hold on to the swing as high as we can. If you can get that nub, it's helpful. If not, just hold on. Okay? Now, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna sink my hips back. This is key, Beth, right? Sink my hips back. Then I'm gonna pick up the right knee, get through center, so I'm landing on my shin. Yes, and then we can step through. So hold on to the top of the swing instead of the leg loops, and you'll feel a little bit more stable. There you go, reach for it, and then you're gonna come to stand. Sink your hips back when you do that. Now hold on. No, keep doing what you were doing. Yeah, lean back, sink your hips back, and then lift your knee, and there'll be a little bit of space there. Yeah, keep going, yes. It's just that little bit of room to come down, and trust, yeah. We all made it. So we have, we're on the top of the right foot. We're standing in the center of the mat. I'm holding onto the swing, but I'm just gonna go ahead and switch it up and hold on to the top of the leg loops again. Okay? I call it the nub. All right, I can bend my elbows and come into kind of a bicep curl. Bend both knees and lower down as far as it feels comfortable. So support your weight with your arms. You can always straighten the legs and go really far and press back. It's a big stretch, right? I try to stay stacked, so I'm pressing my hips back. Yeah, you have plenty of room. And then just go as far as it feels good for today. It's a big stretch. And then we're gonna lift, right? I'm gonna see the leg loops just kind of slide on. Isn't that nice? Onto the shoulders. Straighten both arms and legs. Just watch out for one another. Both legs are straight if you can. It's like a backpack. Nice, guys. And then airplane wings. You can bang from side to side. So sink your hips back so it's right over your heel, right? So we stay stacked. So sink your hips back, straight. Keep your legs straight. Just sink your hips back. Yeah.
Not down.
Nope, yep. So forward and back, right? Some of you guys were a little far forward. So you want to stay stacked, if that makes sense. So your hips stay over. Straighten both legs. Straighten, straighten. I know that's the tough part. Hold on to your leg loops. Grab for your backpack. Press, press, press to come up. Point your toes towards the sky, and that puppy will come off. So excited. I'm going to bring you guys down to the floor at the end. But from here, we can continue using the leg loops in our hands if we wanted to. Let's switch it up. Let's get back in the swing. Okay, we're going to keep focusing on the lower back and the neck. So I think her swing is going to be okay. Can we get into a sumo before we bring it down?
Sure.
Let's see, because I have a feeling. So Shanti, put that in the back corner for me, the chair. And let's go ahead and test it out again. So sumo, push down strongly with the forearms, holding on and leaning back. Try that. Try holding on and leaning back. Good. Forearm press. Remember, the forearm press is our lock. It's like a diamond, so it's above our gaze. Diamond with the arms. Slide into the front of the mat. Heel toe glide, 10 and 2. Drop your hips. Yeah, so we always test it from a sumo, so that looks pretty good. Yeah. So if your knees and hips are sort of kind of level, that's a good thing. If your hips are really low, we'd have to bring the swing up, right? Everybody is looking good. If your hips are really high, you have to bring the swing down. If you drop, it's usually good. And you practice with Shanti, right? Okay, good. You look like you know what you're doing. Okay, 10 and 2 on the mat, walking your toes to the front. Bring your toes forward. Yeah, that's it. So I love using, so I make these mandala mats to define the space, right? They help us find the geometry in our bodies. If we follow the trace and shape of it, it really becomes quite useful in getting the plumb line or this alignment, right? Open, align, release. Drop the hips even more. That's it. Just take a moment there, take a pause. Then we're going to hug the swing. So if you hear me saying, no, 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 that means you lost your hook. And this is, yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you hear me go, no, 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 and I look at you with really big eyes, that means hug the swing, right? Don't lose your hook. That's like, again, one of those things we have to learn how to play safely, because right now we're really close to the ground, but if we start flying, we want to make sure our hooks are ingrained into those new neural pathways before we get crazy, right? So let's reach for the right leg loop. Even here, we're going to use our core. We're going to learn how to lift our legs from our center and pull the leg loop down as we lift the knee up. Can you do 5 of those? So inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and squeeze. That's it. Exhale, lower. See how strong the arms are straight out in front of you. Squeeze the leg loop down as you pick the knee up. Now the next time, just karate chop that puppy up there, one way or another, get the leg loop on. We'll work with that later. Right now, just get that on. Good. And then we start to float, right? All the way up. It's okay. Slide it up. You got it. All the way up. This is called chillaxing with the leg loops of the knees. Keep your hook, right? Sometimes that's where we lose a hook. And we're gonna float, hold on to the left leg loop with both hands. Squeeze and lower. Just 5 of those if you can. Practice activating your core so we can pick up our legs. Arms are pulling down as much as the knee is lifting up. Yeah, can you feel that? Now we're using all 3 muscle groups. Should be kind of hard. But it's really, really good to get that psoas activated. Next one. We're gonna jump it up there. Oh, thank God. Right? Ooh, so this is called chillaxing pose. We like to chillax in these poses. So we're gonna go ahead and sway a little bit from side to side. Okay. So everybody feeling okay? Yeah, I know. You're like, oh, there it is. So we push one knee down and the other knee down, keeping the hips heavy, the heart open and the head relaxed. This is called swagger. Breathe. Now we're just going to be mindful of our buddies, of our neighbors, of our swimmers that are synchronizing with us. And we're going to have some freestyle and some play, but we also want to make room for our buddies. Okay, so now we're just going to go right into a seated pigeon. We get that right foot on top of the left. Seated pigeon. Okay, yeah, that's it. And it's behind the leg loop, and I like to keep the foot flexed all the way behind. Keep going. Yes, that's it. Now, if you push your hips down and pull the heart up, just even there should be a good stretch. Does everybody feel it? So amazing. So from a seated pigeon, we're going to inhale, open our arms. Exhale, hug the leg loops towards your chest. But however far you can go. Now, sometimes we head dive. I call it more of a child's pose. We're gonna heart dive, so we pull it towards our heart. Amazing, right? I love having new people because they're all like, oh my God. Everybody else is like, yeah, we've done seated vision. Inhale, O's open, blossom. It's this version of star. And then exhale, undulate the spine, squeeze and hug the leg loops. That's it, yeah. This is a tight spot on everybody, I have to say. You know, totally different than our pigeon on the ground, too. That looks great. Inhale, open. Let's do that a few more times. Exhale, squeeze. Good. Undulating the spine is what really helps to release the tension. Just going back and forth. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. We're going to stay here. If it's comfortable, start to stack the knees. Just sitting cross-legged again. Now maybe this is as far as you go. If you want to try holding on with your left hand, grab for the right foot. I find that gives you a deeper stretch. Well, that's good too. If you feel like holding on to both feet, you can try that as well. You don't get extra points, but if you want to try it, just go for it. If it's like way too much, just back up and go to the last version, right? Which is just hugging the leg loops towards you. Everybody's body is different, so you'll be like, oh, there's my tightness. Okay, if you're holding on to the feet, try extending the right leg. This is an extended leg twist. That might be like way too much, right? Yeah, yeah, no. Just a suggestion. Ignore me. Yeah, and this might be too much, you know? If it's too much, then you back off. You don't even have to hold on, right? So if we don't hold on and we just extend the leg, let it kind of slide up the leg loop, we can go back to chillaxing arms and add a twist here. And that might be enough. Okay? Lots of different variations. Yeah, press the hips down as you open the heart up. That's the key. That's the dynamic tension. That's beautiful. Really nice. Okay, we're just going to pick that foot up automatically. Like magic, we come back into our swagger, sway it out. Let's all keep our knees bent so we have room for our buddies. Drop your hips even more. Catherine? Yes, that's it. You got it. They try to float away. It's amazing. And then open the heart. That way you have more room. You're kind of pressing your back into the swing. And then the head is relaxed. And then use your momentum. Let's do second side. So left foot is on top. Hanging out here. Right? So this is enough, right? Pressing the hips down, lifting the heart up, and leaning back. I like to keep the left foot flexed. That's just going to protect my knee. And from here, we can try some undulations. Inhale, open the arms wide. Exhale, hug the leg loops towards your paws here. Oh my God, that feels so good, right? Press the hips down. Even here, you're lifting the heart up. Can you try that and see what that feels like? Lift the heart up even more. Inhale, blossom, star. Exhale, squeeze. Everybody feel this? Do they need me to come help them? Give you a variation? No, we all feel it. I feel it after driving. Oh my God, this is the magic. Midas touch. Inhale, open, arch. Exhale, hug and squeeze, lifting at the heart the whole time. Yeah, lifting at the heart. That's it. Inhale, last time. Open. Exhale, hug. Now we're going to squeeze and stack the knees at the same time. You know, that feels like Gomukhasana for those that like yoga. Now, if the right hand can grab for the left foot, then that might feel like a deeper stretch. I'm just holding on to the leg loop with my left hand and kind of pulling. That deepens the experience for me. And then I can switch to both feet if that's available. Yes, it's very intense under the arms. We won't stay here forever. And then from there, you can straighten the left leg. And if that just feels like completely not in the cards, then you can release your feet. Let it just slide up the leg loop, right? So I'm actually straightening the left leg. Right knee stays bent. So try, the opposite. Straighten the top leg. Yeah, that's it. And lean back into it, right? Yeah, keep the hips heavy. Hips heavy. Yeah, chillax in arms. Now notice that not supporting the head, really kink the neck there. Did you feel that? And it's common to kink our neck, even though we're trying to release the lower back. We don't want to chase that tension up the body. So we always support the head in these poses. And this is enough of a stretch. You know, add a twist if that feels good. You can look underneath your left armpit. Keep leaning back into it. Yes. Beautiful. Our mantra in this one. Hips heavy, heart open, head relaxed. Twist, ring out the spine. They're incredible for the lower back. Release that foot, come back into swagger. Let's reset here. I can tell some of you guys are not enjoying the armpits after that Gomukhasana, so we're going to come up to stand. Okay, so slow your swag, come back to center. Reach for your knees for me. Everyone touch your knees because these are the leg loops. We're not going to hold on to the swing. We're going to hold on to our knees and then slide up the leg loops as high as possible. Let's do another bicep curl. So reach up, bicep curl, come to stand, squeeze your legs together and land in the center of the mat. If you have slippery pants on, they will slide all the way up to the groin. It's our little parachute equipment. I call this the high skydiver. And then you'll notice we're supporting our weight with our legs. So let's see here. I think this will work out for everyone. Let's just try holding onto our handholds again. Yours are going to be nice and low, but it's okay. Yeah. So I like using a wrist wrap. Grab for your handholds. And then just bend your knees. Just see, even in this position, you can do some knee lifts, but it's not nearly as challenging as when we were doing the full body hang, right? When you try and lift your knees, supporting all of your weight, they're much harder. So especially, so just lift your knees and then lower them. Lift your knees and lower them. So we're doing a little baby core activation. If we wanted to do a bigger core activation, we would try doing straight legs. That might be a little bit harder, maybe. And then from there, we can do flips in our advanced class, but not now. Just something to look forward to. Okay, great. So we're gonna bring our feet back down, standing in the center of the mat. Let's go ahead and use our swing behind our neck, okay? So you're really gonna press your feet down. If you feel like you need to walk back a little bit further to have a strong grip, that's fine. But for now, keep your feet hip distance and pressing in. Swing is behind the neck. You're gonna hold on, and we're just gonna lift the chin and tuck the chin and have a tiny little traction to the back of the neck. A little micro movement with the cervical spine. Stay here if you feel like that's enough. If you want a little bit more weight, you're gonna gently bend the knees, stay underneath your plumb line. Don't have a big swag, because we're watching out for our buddies, And now drop your hips a little bit, just a little bit. Tuck your chin into your chest, and now you have a deeper traction. Keep holding on, right? Bring your feet forward if you want to hang, And then inhale, lift, like you're nodding. Exhale, lower the chin. Inhale, lift, and lower. You guys feel the stretch for the neck? Should feel really yummy. If it doesn't, tell me. You want to try it, Catherine? You want to bring your feet forward? No? Don't worry about it. That's perfect. Thank you for honoring your body today. Because there's always an option, right? So stay with the first option. So this is just a nice way to get a little bit of space for the cervical spine. But the neck is sensitive, so we definitely don't want to go too far too fast. And then if it feels good, you can rock your head from side to side and get a deeper stretch into the scalenes. Just keep your chin neutral and see what that feels like. I'm holding on and supporting my weight with my hands.
It's like it's needed.
Yeah, so amazing. They've come up with all kinds of contraptions where they you can hang yourself by the door, right? My one client calls it a mini swing. He's like, oh, I saw a mini swing. You hang it from the doorknob. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Imagine these little hobbits using the swing at night. But yeah, so all right, let's all get our feet back on the ground. Pull yourself back up to stand. Right. So let's stay in our high skydiver. There's all kinds of cool things we can do from here. But I wanted to bring you guys into a forward fold. So the swing is going to go in front of us. So this is really fun because we're all going to float. We're all going to do an inversion. If you're not super comfortable with an inversion, just keep your hands or feet on the ground or whatever you can reach. Otherwise, we're going to come into a supported headstand. I know that sounds scary. Some people get big eyes when I say that. But it actually is an amazing restorative practice that we can do by hanging in the swing. Does everybody here do a headstand in their regular practice? No, nobody, right? That's like amazing. Like every once in a while, somebody's like, I do. I'm like, yeah, how's your neck? Right? It's like supporting all of your weight with your head can be really uncomfortable in the neck. And we're being really loving and sweet to our neck today. So why don't you just watch me for the first one? Because some people are like, it's okay. Trust, right? We're building trust with the swing. So I'm going to use the swing in front of me We've had it behind our back, so now it's gonna be in front of us. And I'm gonna push it down so it touches my legs, not the belly, not the bladder. All the way down so my arms are straight. See, I'm up on my toes. Now I'm gonna lean forward and I have triple hooks, right? You see all my hooks here. Then when I fold forward, now I'm gonna float because I'm up high. I'm gonna walk my feet to the back of the mat. My hands are down, my feet float. And if I keep lifting my feet no higher than the hips, my elbows will come down. Do you see how I'm like coming down onto my forearms? Shake out your hair, shake out your thoughts, release the tension. Maybe this is enough, right? It's kind of, I call it a floating leaf. So we're in a forward fold. If this feels good, clasp your hands together, bend your knees, feet together, kind of your heels are close to your bum. Maybe your head touches down, maybe it doesn't. There's no pressure whatsoever on the spine. But if you squeeze your knees together, it'll spread the sacrum, and I'm gonna just warn you, it feels amazing on the lower back. It's just incredible. And all of your weight is supported on your legs. So if that's uncomfortable, you can play with lifting your knees or pulling your knees down towards your chest and finding the sweet spot. I promise you, there is a sweet spot. I actually don't want to come out. It feels so good, but I'm going to. Okay, to come out, so nice and slow. To come out, I straighten my legs down. This is still down. Even when our brain gets confused and we forget where down is, toes go towards the mat, okay? Then we walk our feet forward, walk our hands forward. There's going to be a lot of tension on the swing. Be careful with your back. Just help yourself up, okay? We're all going to meet here. So that's going to be like 5-10 minutes. We're going to do that nice and slow. And once we get into our headstand, we're just going to hang, like literally hang out there. It's going to feel good. I have no idea what time it is. Can anybody see that clock? Is it 4-ish?
5:20. I mean, 5:20 yet.
Okay. It's not 4-ish because we didn't start at 2. Okay. I usually have a rhythm with my workshops. Okay. Thank you. 5:20. So let's hang out here for like 5 or 10 minutes, okay? Arms are straight. First thing we're going to do is keep our head over our spine. Press, press, press. Keep the arms straight. Yes, we're going to come up onto our tippy toes. And then as graceful as possible, grace and ease comes later, but just as graceful as possible, come into a forward fold. Place the swing on your legs, and then bring your hands down. Yep, you might immediately flip. Yep, all the way down. Bring your hands down to the ground. Yep, I know. All the way down. Walk your feet to the back of the mat. Okay. Yeah, hands down. There you go. Okay. Pick your feet up. Let your feet float. Straight legs at first. Straight legs. Yeah. Now your head points straight down. Okay. And then if you can, you drop your elbows. Your elbows don't have to touch. You're just dropping your elbows towards the ground. Keep your legs straight for this first part. There you go. Everyone straighten your legs. There is a sweet spot. Beautiful, guys. Now, if you can, bend your knees so your heels come towards your bum. Just keep your hands on the ground. Keep your hands on the ground. I'm going to come give some people a little love and support. You're doing great. Now, your hands aren't on the ground like, oh, shit, tension. You're just letting yourself hang. There you go. You don't have to push back, right? So, yeah, hands on the ground. Just relax. Yeah, just relax. There you go. Look at the tension in the back. Okay, so knees squeeze together, feet come together, heels by your bum. Where's your bum? There's your bum. Knees are heavy. There you go. Yeah, just let yourself float. Let yourself float. Yeah, I promise I'm not going to drop you. See, you did come down. Can you let your elbows hang towards the floor? Let your arms be heavy. Let them touch the ground. So elbows towards the floor. Yeah, just like that. There you go. Nice. Like I said, you guys are going to be up in the air, so you're not going to have your head touch, but you can relax. Heels towards the bottom. Wait. Hands down. Elbows down. Where's your elbows? Yes. No tension in the arms whatsoever. There you go. Yeah. And then relax. There we go. We're getting there. See how first we have to really just take our time trusting the swing, and then we get there. If you're comfortable, you can clasp your hands together, pretending like you have a little tripod. You don't have to touch down, right? Clasp your hands together, see how that feels. Yes, you're gonna clasp your hands together, you're doing great. There you go, let them be on the ground still. Yeah, there you go. That's it. There you go, ladies. Okay, good. I'm gonna come in and join you. Everybody good? Anybody need me? Questions? Okay, so I'm gonna go around and practice with each one of you because when I'm in the swing and I use words, sometimes people don't understand the words. When I say legs straight and heavy, they go down towards the ground like that. Okay, so not yet, but when I say legs straight and heavy, that's what I mean. So I'm gonna come around and do it to every one of you guys. Legs straight and heavy is down towards the ground. There you go, just like that. Not yet, so come on back. So we're just gonna practice because I have a few clients that once they're in a swing, they get very confused. So legs down towards the ground, straight and heavy. So that's what I mean. Yes. So you guys are not too worried about. You shut me. But everyone sees you. You can do that in advanced class. So down towards the ground, straight and heavy. Yes, beautiful. And then come on back. You guys are amazing, by the way. Just gonna let you know.
It feels so good.
All superstars, I know. We're staying here for 5 minutes. If you ever need to come out, you can just let your legs float down towards the ground, just like I showed you. You're straight and heavy, and you'll put your hands back down. But I'm gonna turn around so I can see you. So everybody feels like they're in a good enough spot where they can stay for 5 minutes? Okay. Shake out your hair, shake out your thoughts. So a lot of you guys are holding tension in your neck. Let your head hang even more. Yes. It's a habit that we keep tension in our neck. So if anybody feels comfortable clasping their hands behind the back of the head and pulling straight down gently, then you can stretch the back of the neck. You have to keep your knees heavy in order. Yes. Very gentle, like you're trying to create a millimeter of space. Just a millimeter, yeah. And then if you need to bring your arms back down, you probably will feel longer. Okay, I want all my newbies to stay here if you haven't done this before, okay? But if anybody wants to try hooking their feet outside in, you can change your foot position outside in, but keep pulling the knees together. Everybody else, if that doesn't make sense, just stay where you are, okay? This internally rotates the thighs and creates a different release for the SI joints in the lower back. Okay?
We shouldn't do this, right?
Only if you know what I'm talking about, yeah. Everybody else, please just stay where you are, because otherwise I'll have to come jump out and grab you, but yeah. So heels are towards your bum the whole time if you try. So pull your heels down towards your bum a little bit more. Yeah, that's your hook, right? Yay! See how you got longer? Is everybody feeling so much longer now? So amazing. Really good job. This is our inversion for today. There's lots of different variations, but this is our focus for today. Beautiful, guys.
I needed this so bad.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's like nothing else. Yeah. Space, right? Decompression, traction.
It's like releasing.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the stretch your body's been looking for like your entire life.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Okay, so everybody return your knees together, return your feet together. Start straightening your legs heavy and down towards the ground. Heavy and down. Just float there. Don't go anywhere. Just float. Straight legs, floating leaf. If you feel comfortable, even heavier for me, Leah, even heavier. Yeah. If you feel comfortable, clasp your hands behind your back. Pull them over the back of the head. Feet together if you can. Okay, yeah. And then you are stretching your hands away from your toes. Isn't that amazing? Balance. Beautiful. Open the chest. Yeah, help her out. Give her a helping foot. We're like Legos. Everyone release your clasp. Bring your hands back down. Now, as you walk your hands forward to the front of the mat, you let your toes touch down. All of a sudden, we're in a dog, right? Happy dog. If your toes can touch down, your hands can touch down, wag your tail a little bit from side to side. Take your time coming out, because we were just upside down, so we're letting our brain reorient. And then we're going to walk forward with the hands, walk forward with the feet, and you're going to come on up. So when you come up, you're going to come to stand. You can hold on for a second. Just stay there. I have to turn around, okay? Yeah. That's your first free high. Don't do what I'm doing. Okay, thank you. That's my quick turnaround. Okay, everyone stay there. I'll meet you in a second. I just had to see you while I was upside down. But you can learn that in the advance. Okay, now, come on up. Keep walking forward, Ruth. Walk forward, walk forward, walk forward. You can do it. You can do it. Use your spidey skills. Keep walking forward. You can do it. Or just leave you for the rest of the class. Well, that's it. Shanti will help you. Yeah. Get her! Yes. Eventually, we'll just use our back muscles and we'll be like super strong superheroes, right? So in some of these poses, and thank you for inspiring your play, in some of these poses, we'll have to learn how to lift and come up. Lift and come up. So then we just allow ourselves to play with how do we engage and pull up. So I call those the Supermans. So anyhow, swing behind the back. Let's reverse it and come through our Chilaxin. And we are pretty much getting ready for Shavasana. Does anybody need a Shavasana right now? Can you do about 5 more minutes? Can you make it? Thumbs up? Thank you. All right. So if you need to come into your cocoon, we could come right into it from here. So if anybody feels like, nope, I'm done, this is it. Otherwise, just stay with me. I know it looks so yummy. Otherwise, just stay with me. So with the swing behind our back, right, we've got our hug. We're going to sink our hips down. Leg loops are going to slide to the knees. Chillax in arms. Interlace the fingers behind the back of the head. Swagger. Sway it out from side to side. Reset. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. One more stretch. Even though I said that was it, you have to be careful with me with my one words because I might say that 5 times. I get very excited. So we're going to get into the quads. I promise you, this will release your lower back, and you'll thank me later, even though it's like, oh no, not the quads again. So that entourage business, when we were standing with the quad stretch, a little complicated, totally get it. From here, hips heavy, right? Yes, there it is. We're going to straighten just the right leg. So this is kind of like a half Buddha, right? Just the right leg. We're going to slide the leg loop to the ankle. Okay. This might be as far as you go for today. It might look like a pigeon pose, where I bend the right knee out to the side and I hold on. So stages, right? You're like, option 1, pigeon. So stay in pigeon if this is like, I'm good. This is as far as I'm going for today. If you want to try the quad stretch, I'm going to hold on with my right hand as high as I can, okay? Turn my knee in and over, grab for the leg loop with the left hand. Leg loop with the left hand, yeah. These are our anchors, yep. Turn it over if you want. Otherwise, you're like, nope. Good. This is it. Spread it out. That's it. Can you hold on to the leg loops for me, honey?
The leg loops.
Yeah, so that's okay. Notice it gives you a little bit more stability, right? So then you get some of our anchors. Nice, guys. Yeah, if you wanted to play with it, we can pulse. We can inhale, lift. Exhale, lower and spread out. Oh la la. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Don't forget to breathe. Relax and spread out on the exhale. Inhale, lift. Just a little exhale, micro movements, right? Okay, turn it over. Oh my God, we wind it back in Chillaxin. No idea what that voice was. It's like my Kevin Hart imitation. Really good. Okay, so second side, left leg loop slides down to the left ankle, left side. And even this is such a great stretch, right? We're getting the hamstrings. Then we bend the knee, bringing our heel towards our navel, holding onto the foot or the leg loop or whatever you can reach, right? Maybe that's enough. You're like, yeah, that's good. Feel it. Lots of different variations of pigeons. Then I keep holding on with my left. I roll my knee in and then over and then grab for the other leg loop, right? So hold on to both leg loops if you can. That knee might be like, nope, right? One side is like, the other side is, It's okay. We just listen to that. So we do all kinds of quad stretches and different variations. I find that this is kind of the easiest one to get into, even though it seems a little complicated. And we can inhale, lift, a little bicep curl. Exhale, lower, spreading it out. Inhale, lift. Just gentle. Exhale, lower. So good. So we have to stretch the psoas, the hip flexor, the quad to release the lower back pain, right? It's a band of energy around the second chakra. So we can't just stretch the back and get the back to release. We have to open up the front. Does everybody feel how this is kind of intense? This is where it's kind of hiding out, especially this little puppy right here. That's why we did the forward folds with the swing there, doing a little bit of roughing on our hip flexors. It's kind of hard to find the sweet spot, right? Leah was a little intense in there. Yeah, that will all open up in time. It might never feel amazing, but it'll feel really good. Okay, back to chillaxing, right? One more swagger, neutralize the spine, chillax. Remember to support the head, right? There you go. Make sure that neck is happy. Oh, feel free to have a few moments of playtime. So maybe that looks like extending one leg, twisting, changing sides, trying the other, just pushing and pulling in space. Sometimes I'll take a hand and I'll press into the swing to go a little bit further. Feels so amazing. Opening up the side body with the twists. So yummy. Just give it a little time, maybe 30 more seconds of playtime to just explore and experience the swing in a new way. Opening up new neural pathways, letting it feel good wherever you are. Being mindful of your neighbors and your buddies. You guys are doing great back there, by the way. Thank you for stacking so nicely. As long as we don't do namaste, we'll be okay. All right, now we're gonna reverse it to come out. Remember, we always hug the swing. This is our hook. And then we're gonna grab for one leg loop at a time with both hands. Come back through your sumo, so don't come to stand yet. Stay in sumo. Take both leg loops off before you try to stand up. Key. It is key to a happy life. And then we're gonna hold on to the swing and back it up. Oh, we made it. Very good. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, for those that are like, is anybody feeling a little woozy, a little dizzy, a little nauseous?
Yeah.
Very common for your first swing time because we're wringing out the lymph. We're stimulating all of the endocrine system and nervous system and wringing out the muscles so all these toxins get released. It actually is really good for the body, but you're gonna need to drink lots of water, grounding, nourishing foods, take a nap, take a bath, all of that. If you feel like you cannot float because you are feeling a little too woozy, I'm gonna have you come on down into a child's pose. So that looks like holding on to the leg loops in your hands. Remember I said we could end with some floor and coming down like this. And then you can just stay here. When you get tired of doing that, you can roll back into Shavasana. So for everybody else, everybody want to float? I hope so. It's like the magic treat at the bottom of the Cracker Jack box. I'm going to hold on to the swing in my hand. I get a big handful. So when I sink back in, I stretch it to my knees. If you cannot stretch it to your knees, it means you don't have enough underneath your bum. So get a nice big handful. I'm going to get you on the inside of the swing. Let me just help you get untangled here, love. So the way I decide that is it's like a taco. I'm going to get on the inside of the taco. So this is your handful. Very good. Now everybody make sure going to the knees. So try again. It's all right. We just don't want you popping out the back. No early birthing. Okay, so get it. Doing back in the womb. So once you're in, you also want to make sure you can stretch it over the top of the head. Yeah, exactly. That's right. Early birth. Yeah. Now if you lean back, your neck is supported. We're going to bring the legs down and have like some really sweet meditation, Shavasana time. Now, it's okay to just let the feet dangle towards the floor, but I like to extend them, okay? So I think we all can fit. You can use your leg loops. These also spread out. Isn't that nice? You can put these on. You can stretch it over the foot, the full length of the foot, all the way to the back of the knee, okay? And then you can give yourself a big hug. Wow. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. See, it's like I paid you for my commercial. That's right. It is a wow. let me go ahead and help you out here. So we're gonna put this on like leggings. There we go. Get the foot in there too. Yay, does that feel good? Yeah, beautiful guys. There you go. Got your leggings on. Yay. So we made it. So I really like to drop into the cocoon like a caterpillar, right? Earning your wings and turning into a butterfly. Give yourself time to absorb and receive the goodness of the practice. This is the most important pose. So close your eyes, allow yourself to drop in. Let me bring the lights down for you. Okay, if I can figure out where they are. Start to let the breath breathe you. Can you turn these lights down for me? Yeah. Once you start following the breath, you'll notice that you're getting into this rhythm wave. This is the pulsation of the universe. It's moving through you. It's swinging you. It's hugging you. It's holding you. The sensation of floating, of levitating, of flying is part of our inherent nature. You know, we get to release gravity and have a completely different experience of being in the sea of consciousness. So as much as you can, sink in. Do a little bit of a body scan, let your hips relax, let your heart relax and open, let your mind relax and your head sink back. Really let the swing hold you. Let that feel good.